Hi, welcome to Monday Minutes. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jessie, and this week we're talking about an enhancement that'll be coming in the 2511 release. So for partners supported by Bywater, that will be in April. And this is part of our Power to Our Users platform where we're trying to work with our partners to see where we can move things that they need to ask us questions about into the staff interface to make things easier. So this is one that you'll see in 2511, and this deals with SIP administration. So for most users, this is probably going to be at the administrator level. If you're setting up a SIP connection, maybe to a self-check or some type of third-party integration, this Monday Minutes is for you. So Nick, walk us through bug 37893, which migrates some of the SIP administration into the Koha staff interface.
Let me share my screen so we can look at the bug and how it works in Koha. So if we look here, here's the bug you can view in the community. This was sponsored by Bywater and done by OpenFifth by Pedro, one of their developers. If you read the release notes, you'll see this is going to move everything that you currently have. So existing SIP configurations are in a file on the server. That's why only Bywater could adjust them. This is going to pull them all into the interface, and you'll be able to see them in the staff client. So if we go over to the Koha staff client, I'll back up for a second and go from the administration page. If you have access, you'll see self-service circulation, SIP2. Now, just to say, this isn't always directly circulation within Koha. The other big uses for SIP are Overdrive, and a lot of your external vendors will use it for authentication. So the first thing we need to do is set up our institutions. Institutions are really just your branches. SIP needs to know which branches have machines, which branch to count a checkout at. So in the institution, you're just going to put in a branch code, and that's kind of how you set it. You can define what the machine is doing, whether it's checkout, check-in, offline renewal, all of that. Don't worry about this too much. This is kind of standard stuff, and you can just leave it on if you're setting up a basic SIP self-check. We'll hit submit. Then we can go over to our accounts page. We can create a new account here, and these are really, the institution is for your library. The accounts are for each machine. Each machine or each vendor is probably going to have their own account, and sometimes a vendor will have an account for each library. So if we hit new account, the first thing you have to do is enter a staff user ID here. SIP accounts still need a full Koha account. So in my case, I've got this one, Koha_SIP. This is already set up with the permissions so that this account can circulate. You can control what the account can do here in the user permissions as well. So if we go back over here, I just put in Koha_SIP, the username from that account. I select the institution, so that's the branch we just set up. And now I have a lot of SIP options. Some of the most important for libraries, are going to be allow fields and hide fields. So a lot of libraries these days are concerned about privacy. Makes sense. This lets you choose which fields are in the SIP response and which fields will never be in the SIP response. So that if you have a vendor who's using this for authentication, you don't need to let them get the patron's address ever or get kind of their phone number maybe.
Yep.
You can block that from being sent. So you just give them the pieces of information they need. If we keep going down, you can also override system preferences.
So this is a good one, Nick. I think about like block return of withdrawn items. Maybe you want them blocked at the self-check machine, but you allow them at the check-in desk or circulation desk. So this is a nice way that you can still control things through specific system preferences.
Yeah, and you may have some self-checks where you want it to fill holds, some where you don't want it to fill holds. So you can kind of control how the patron's going to interact with your machine by setting these different system preferences.
Perfect.
The last part you've got here are some templates. So AA field, AV field, DA field may not make sense to you. You may not have been reading the SIP2 configuration for years, as I and Kyle have, I know. But what these do, if you look at the examples, they tell you what they're doing. This one is controlling how the patron's name is presented in the SIP response. This one controls how your account lines are presented in the SIP response. And the last one is their name, and I think this one relates to holds, if I remember right. But essentially, your SIP vendor can tell you, hey, this field is coming across this way and you want a different display. Can you alter this? And your SIP vendors, they're familiar with from working with us over the years of what all these settings are. And they can tell you now, hey, just set it up this way. And once you've set up one account, you can just copy that and kind of do the same things.
Awesome.
The last thing just to mention is that there is more information in the manual, and you can always go look there or reach out to us.
Yeah, this is great. So again, for those of you who have been accustomed to reaching out with us to set up a SIP account, now you have a little more flexibility with at least starting in the staff interface. As always, you can always reach out and ask us for help with those setups, and we can walk you through it. All
People
right.
love the technical Monday Minutes the best, don't they?
Hey, I am sure there's going to be people really excited about this.
It's shocking how exciting SIP can be. I will say that. The things you can do are really fun, and the amount of places it's used is kind of still shocking in this world. Like, it's been around for a long time.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.